Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been such a long time since I've even said that, but here we are. We're alive and thriving. This video, I thought I would do a little bit more of lifestyle. I think there's always questions about like me and how I kind of operate and do things. So this video is pretty much gonna be my day-to-day as a type 1 diabetic. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes last year, so we're coming up on a year in March of me dealing with this diagnosis. And I feel like it's such an interesting topic that always comes up when people see me like sticking myself with a syringe or like they hear my meter go off. This video will serve as kind of a purpose of like what it looks like living with type 1 diabetes, how I eat, how I give myself insulin, kind of just filling in all those kind of questions that people have. So let me get into this video. First thing I do in the mornings is check my numbers. So your blood glucose number pretty much tells you how much sugar is in your blood system right now. Glucose doesn't technically directly correlate to you eating sugar, but it is something that's in your bloodstreams at all times, and healthy amounts are what's good for you, and too much, too low, no bueno. I have this amazing app that's called a Dexcom. This meter that's in my arm, and this pretty much tracks my glucose levels 24/7. So if your blood sugar is going too high or too low, it's gonna notify me and let me know like, hey, we need some insulin, or we need to drink some water, or whatever the case is, which I'll show you guys what it sounds like. I changed it because I feel like it's so loud and annoying, but this is what it'll sound like to notify me if I'm... So this is the sound. Throughout the day, if I eat something and my blood sugar is rising, this sound will play on my phone. Oh my God, thank God for technology, because if you don't do this, you'll have to like prick your finger to get a blood sample from, and I hate that so bad. So Dexcom, Freestyle Libre, all of you diabetic monitoring systems, I am so thankful for you. Thank you so much, because I need it. Since my phone's recording, I have to add up all the carbs for what I'm eating. So we're making a Pliables dupe, so I have to add up all the carbs to know how much insulin to give myself. So for about 8 medium strawberries or 1 cup of slices, it has a little bit of 7 grams. So for me, 1 unit of insulin equals 10 carbohydrates. So that's going to be 1 unit of insulin. Then we're gonna have bananas. Bananas are 12 grams of carbs. So for 2 bananas, that's 24. It's 4 more units of insulin. So we have a total of 5 so far. I know the other ones I've already searched. Most of the labels are on here. So for 2 tablespoons, there's a total of 24 carbs. So that's 3 more units of insulin for a total of 11 so far for 2 tablespoons of hazelnuts. The toasted coconut chips, those are going to be 12 grams for a serving size of 1 ounce. So about a sprinkle should be about 1 ounce. And once you have diabetes for so long, like most of the stuff you're able to eye, but that'll also be another unit of insulin. Then we have the brand of the Steel Cut Oats. I ripped this box open so bad because I was so hungry the other day. This has a total of 32 carbs. So that's 3 more units of insulin. So now that I know what I'm eating, here's my insulin pen. Each click is a unit of insulin, and as you can see, it keeps going. So depending on how much food I eat is how much insulin I'll need. So this is the insulin pen here. All the insulin is in here, and when I twist it and push it, this will push down. Since we're doing full transparency on the process, if you don't like needles, just skip like 30 seconds ahead. But also showing you guys what every step of the day in a life looks like. This is the insulin pen again. I'm going to show you how I give myself insulin. So you have to squeeze the fat of either your outer thigh 2 inches away from your stomach or your arm, the back of your arm. So here I'm just squeezing the fat so that the needle inserts directly into my bloodstream and not the muscle. So by squeezing it, you kind of create this mountain shape so that the needle goes directly into the bloodstream, and not causing any harm to your muscles. You wait for 10 seconds, push the button, and then release. I always try to start the day off with a glass of water. I add collagen to mine. This is a tasteless flavor. It's really good for diabetics to drink a lot of water, so we start off with that. And then my hazelnut black coffee. Since I have to wait 10 to 15 minutes before I can eat after giving myself insulin, I'm going to start on my Pliables dupe. As you saw, I have Steel Cuts oat for the base, and then I'm going to start cutting up fruit. I gave myself enough for 2 bananas. So 1, and then 2, because these are dying and they need to get cut. So we have strawberries. We cut those up. We stole Pliables recipe. I also like to add coconut chips. So now our oatmeal's done. These are Steel Cut oats, so they always look kind of crazy. I love me a good Quaker oat packet, but I'm trying to do better with things that spike my blood sugar. So yeah, we have our oatmeal. We're gonna bring our fruit back, and I kind of just like to place them all on the side. This is how you romanticize your life, making things look pretty, because Pliables does it so pretty for you. So I'm gonna make it pretty for myself. I get my Nutella. I'll just take a fork, and probably that's maybe about 2 teaspoons. Then I just add some toasted chips. This kind of just adds like a crunch. Grab banana, strawberry, some oats. Dig in. It's now 9 a.m. I'm gonna get started on some emails and getting some work done for the day before lunch.
Okay, so right now it's lunchtime, and thankfully I did a good job today. I don't know if you can see it. I'm at 1:35, so who cares? I was a little high this morning from eating oatmeal. Although Steel Cut oats are supposed to be healthier, there are some things that are gonna naturally spike your blood sugar levels, which I can do better choosing foods that don't. So maybe we have to find a different brand of Steel Cut oats that won't spike my blood sugar levels. I am going to prepare my lunch and again show you guys what that process looks like. Yeah, so let's get ready to have lunch.
For lunch, I don't know how many carbs in a cucumber. There's only 4 carbs in a cucumber. Red onions. So 1 is 10 for an entire onion. I'm only gonna chop up a portion. So I wanna say maybe we can give like 2 carbs for that. We have cream cheese that's also gonna be going into our, thankfully with this one, we have the carbs that are on here. So 2 carbs for the cream cheese. And then I'm also gonna be adding, I spilled it, 1 sec. Which is 1. So I also need to know what's in a buffalo chicken carb, because that's what I'm going to be adding. Buffalo boneless chicken wing is 3. So let's pull up my calculator here. We had, wow, this is an excessive time. 4 for the cucumbers. Get out of here. Plus 3 for the buffalo chicken, 2 for the onion, 2 for the cream cheese, and 2 for the jalapenos. So this is a super low carb meal. So rule of thumb, you're supposed to wait 10 to 15 minutes after giving insulin to eat. So that's why I like to prepare my food while my insulin is working in the background. Into the recipe. Cucumber, I'm going to cut into my bowl. Take some onion. I'm not gonna cry because I'm a thug. I would say about this is enough amount of onion. Toss that into the bowl as well. I'm adding some buffalo chicken. Then I'm gonna add a few jalapenos. Okay, I'm gonna do some everything bagel seasoning. Then the last ingredient is cream cheese.
Well, that amount. I'm gonna actually try to cut. I'm gonna take. Okay, so this is what it'll look like when you're done. Okay, here's a live taste. Yum. Okay, time for lunch. Now that I'm done with lunch, I'm actually going to burn more carbs and do yoga. One thing that's really good for diabetes is also burning off carbs. So although this time I didn't eat that much, working out after eating a high carb meal would be ideal, plus drinking water. But I'm also just trying to create healthy diet and exercise overall in my life. We're struggling, but we're doing it. Pat me on the back. Okay, so we're on the way to yoga. I didn't have time to eat, so I'm actually gonna eat our strawberries now, and then we're gonna go to yoga. I'm back from yoga, and since I ate so healthy today and my numbers have been really good, 150 now trending, if you can see it. So it says 150, so it's going upwards from where it was before. When I checked it on the way here, I was like 100, which is really good because that's obviously within my graph that I should be in. But I might have did something bad. I got some cookies from Chip Suey. If you guys haven't had cookies from Chip Suey before, you're missing out. I've already taken a bite, but we find the nutritional facts. So this is the one that I have. So if you can see here, for 2/3 cups of the s'mores, it's 22 grams of sugar. So if I wanted to eat the entire cookie, that's probably like 100 and something. So 2/3, let's do 22 times. Actually, it's 26 carbs. So the serving size is 2/3. 52 carbs just for one cookie. And that's only if I eat half of it. So I'm gonna give myself 6 units of insulin for 60 carbs for one cookie. Put that in perspective of how much sugar is in this cookie as a whole. So same thing as before, and actually the cucumber salad I had earlier was pretty filling. I'm actually still pretty full from eating that. So same thing, we'll have the pen. We're gonna click it to 6 and then put the needle on top while I give myself insulin. I think one question I always get asked, like, does it hurt? It does. I feel like there are certain spots of the body that are like more sensitive than others. So sometimes I can do it and it's like, okay, like, not my favorite. And then other times it's like, ooh, immediate pain. But, you know, if you had to do something to live, like, wouldn't you do it too? So it's kind of just, that perspective is like, I gotta eat, and you know your girl likes to eat. That's a running thing. While we're letting the insulin kind of simmer, typically I would have been making dinners and breakfast are usually the 2 meals that I go all out for. But since I'm not that hungry and I'm gonna just have this overloaded cookie for dinner, I'm actually gonna have an early morning tomorrow. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching my journey today. Being a type 1 diabetic has its challenges, but as you can see, we kind of just go through the motions and go about our day as usual. There's just certain fine-tuning that we have to do in order to be healthy. If you are type 1 diabetic, don't rob yourself of things that like you typically would shy away from. Yes, don't overindulge in sugars and things of that nature. But see, today I had a really healthy day and I'm ending my day by treating myself to something that makes me happy. And I bust my butt in yoga. I was actually sweating. Another tip and trick is just diluting with water. So if you are having something super sweet, just make sure you follow it up with double the amount of water to kind of dilute it as it goes into your body. Yeah, so the last thing I have to do before going to bed is give myself the 13-unit long-lasting insulin. So overnight insulin pretty much just works in the background to make sure that while I'm asleep, I don't go high and low, which is probably a question that I would get asked at some point in time. Like, this is an active part of my life and just kind of me wanted to show what a day in a life is like. For me, And yeah, moving forward, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time.